Hello and welcome. My name is Justin. I'm a licensed real estate agent, and we are working on creating a video series that teaches you how to become a realtor and a number of different things that come with it. Today, we are focusing on finding the right brokerage that works for you. So quick background about myself is I've been in the nursing field for about 13 years, 3 of those as a patient care assistant, the rest of those as a registered nurse. And about a year ago, I made a switch into real estate. During that time, I've learned a lot, and I want to take some time to help you understand what it might be like to jump into a career as being a real estate agent. So in our first video, we got to talk about how to become a realtor. Our second video, we talked about the benefits and the struggles of being a realtor. And today, we are talking about finding the right brokerage that works for you and fits your values and wants. There's a lot of steps that kind of go into making that decision. And so we want to help you kind of break down what you need to do to find the brokerage that best fits your needs. So after you pass your courses and your boards to become a realtor, you can't just start selling properties by yourself. You actually have to have your license housed at a brokerage, and there are several different brokerages to work with, and you need to find the one that fits you best. So we are going to break down how to determine what you want as an individual, and then we're going to focus on finding the right brokerage that fits those needs. Okay, so I feel there are 2 big steps that you need to do to find the right brokerage to work with. The first is assessing yourself and who you are as a person and what your wants and needs are. And then the second one is assessing the brokerages that you might want to work with, or the brokerage that you might want to work with, and seeing if they fit your needs. I truly believe that finding the brokerage that best fits your values, your wants, your needs is going to be what helps you set yourself up for success down the road. So let's first jump into some questions that I've kind of written up that I feel you need to ask yourself to learn about who you are and what your needs are going to be when you become a realtor. So the first question you should ask yourself is, what are your career goals? When you go into real estate, there are several different paths that you can take. Most of us know the 2 primary ones. There's residential and commercial. There are a lot of other avenues that you can go, like agricultural, industrial, but the 2 most common ones I would say are residential and commercial. So the first thing you need to do is kind of figure out where you want to take your career. Do you want to work with small businesses and large business and try to find them the right commercial property? Or do you want to go into residential and help families and individuals find a home that best fits their needs? By knowing this little bit of information first, you can kind of start to figure out what brokerages that you want to work with and where you want to take your career. I should point out too that this doesn't mean that you can't change your mind down the road. You can start at one brokerage and work doing only commercial, but then maybe you also want to do residential, or vice versa. Maybe you are doing residential and you find that you want to be doing agriculture. There's a lot of different ways that you can go. So just know that you aren't stuck in one path. You can always change it up if you need to. Doing that, there's a little bit of a learning curve with it, which can be a little challenging, but just know they're not just set in residential for life if that's what you choose to do right away in the beginning. The next question is to focus on you and yourself and what your learning needs are, knowing how much input or advice you need from others, what kind of mentorship you might need, and what kind of help you might need along the way. It's important to first know yourself and your learning needs, whether you learn best by seeing, doing, hearing, listening. There's a lot of different ways to learn, and you need to be able to find a brokerage that best fits those needs. So if you're someone who's going to need a lot of help, you're going to want to find a brokerage that has a really good team effort. If you're somebody who is pretty self-sufficient and does everything by themselves, then you can look for a brokerage that maybe you can work more from at home and you don't necessarily need to go into the office. But it is essential to understand your learning needs and see if the brokerage can fit your learning needs. The last question to ask yourself is, what type of physical environment do you feel that you work in best? You can work online, you can work in the office. So knowing where you work best is key as well. For me, myself personally, I like to be in the office a lot because then I can work closely with others who are there. And I like that team aspect that comes with working with others. So I like to be in the office. I wouldn't want to find a brokerage that is all working from home. So keeping these three things in mind, knowing the ways that you learn best, knowing the type of environment that you need, and knowing where your kind of niche is going to go. Knowing those three things is gonna help you a lot to figure out what type of brokerage you should be looking for. So once you know that information, then you're gonna start looking for the brokerage that you wanna work with. There are a lot of steps I think that you should take to kind of help you break that down, so let's go over those. So the second step of this is researching and interviewing brokerages that you think you would best fit in and that would best fit your needs. So I'm going to provide you just a few different insights and questions that you can ask and utilize to help you pick the right brokerage. The first thing is researching all the potential brokerages that fit your needs. So we already talked about those three questions that you should ask. So think back to those questions and then do a quick Google search to find, all right, well, I want to go into residential real estate. Well, you can type residential real estate brokerages in your area and don't search for the ones that are that are commercial, just focus on the ones that are residential. And then that will kind of help you narrow down amongst all the different brokerages that are out there. The other thing to kind of keep in mind is what size of brokerage do you want to work with? Do you want to work with a big national brokerage, or do you want to work with a smaller, more quaint or local brokerage? There's benefits, pros and cons to both of them. I think that you can't go wrong with either of them. It just is what you need and what's going to work best for you. The second thing to consider is the financial aspect of it. So you're going to have to focus on what are the commission structures and what are the brokerage's offerings that they have for you as an individual. So once you kind of find the brokerage that you want to work with, see if you can talk to them to find out what their commission split is going to be, and then focus on what else they're going to offer you. One thing that I do want to point out is it's not always all about the commission split. I think that we look at it and we might say, oh, okay, they're going to take away 10%. That's not terrible. Or they're only going to take away 5%. That's not terrible. Well, don't just get stuck into the commission part of it. Also look at the other aspect of it. What are the other hidden things that they might charge you for? Some brokerages are going to charge you for office space or for use of printer. They're going to charge you for the use of their tools that they have or resources that they have. So if you can find a brokerage that offers you all those different resources, that might be more beneficial than having a lower commission. For me, I think that it makes more sense that you have a team effort and that they help you with all the resources and help you with having the office space, help you along the whole way, and then focus on the commission stuff later. But you can go either way. It's just whatever works best with you. If you don't need all those resources, then find something that's got a low commission split. But there's something to be said about also having a lot of those tools and resources at your disposal that you can use that you aren't necessarily paying for. So just kind of be aware of those hidden costs that can come along as well. The third thing is to really focus on what type of resources does a brokerage have for you. We were kind of just talking about that a little bit, but look at it. Does the brokerage offer you different resources to help you be successful? Do they bring in people to talk to you? Do they have different tools that you can use? I think it's important to know if the brokerage has those things, because if they don't, then you're going to have to go find them yourself, and that can be a little bit of a challenge. So just knowing what your brokerage offers you is going to be a big help as well. Are they going to offer you training programs? Are they going to be available to help you with mentorship? There's a lot of different things that go into it. So see what they're going to provide to you to help you be successful. Also keep in mind, it's not up to them for you to be successful. Rather, you have to take on all that responsibility. Again, you are your own business, you are your own manager, but it is nice if they can help provide some of that stuff to help you be successful. The other thing that I would do, that I really suggest everyone does, once you start to kind of narrow it down where you want to work and what brokerages you might want to work with, I recommend that you go and visit with them and get to know the team. Things are going to look a lot different online than what you see in person, and I think it's absolutely imperative that you go to that brokerage and just see what type of environment they have, learn a little bit more about what their core values are and what their culture is, get to know the staff that is there, and see if they're a good fit for you as well, because you want to be in a spot that's really going to make you feel welcomed and make you feel like you're appreciated and help you succeed in that way as well. And while you are there, ask them lots of questions. Ask them things like, what is the commission split? What are the things that you like? What are the things that you don't like? What resources do they have to help you succeed? And what are the values of this brokerage? Really just trying to get a good feel if that is the right place for you to work. The last step then is going to be reviewing and reflecting on all the information that you have gained, and then make a decision where you want to go. And then you're going to reach out to them and just see like, hey, can I work with you? Do you think you would be a good fit for me? And do you think I would be a good fit for you? So like I said, there's a lot of things that go into finding the right brokerage. And I do think it's important that you kind of follow these steps, or at least take some of these ideas with you, because you want to go to a place that is going to truly help you succeed and thrive in your career. The last thing that I will say is, when you find a brokerage that works for you and you work for that brokerage, make sure that you review the contracts that you have with them and that there isn't anything that you missed. You want to make sure that it really is going to be a good fit for you. So review those things carefully. So that's it. Those are all the steps that I feel like are really essential into helping you find the right brokerage that fits your wants, your needs, and fits kind of your core values as well. You have to really just make sure you ask yourself all those personal questions first, and then go through and ask the brokerage all the questions that you need to really be able to assess and find if that is the right place for you. You really want to make sure that you find the brokerage that is going to fit your goals, fit your values, and fit your needs for being successful down the road. So again, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope that you found something useful from this. We have 2 more videos that we're going to be putting out here soon in our 5-part series. So if you enjoyed this, if you liked it, please hit that thumbs up, and remember please as well to subscribe and follow along with us. And then if you want, go back and watch those other videos as well.